You bought a home in an HOA or a condo thinking, all right, the rules are annoying, but they seem manageable. Then you get some stupid petty violation, and so you challenge it, right? Then the dispute just seems to drag on. Meetings go nowhere, emails go unanswered, and even legal fines are threatened against you. You're living the real life horror story, and you start wondering the question that a lot of people have, which is, what if the system can't be fixed at all? Are all HOAs this broken? In Florida, a new proposal, House Bill 657, is forcing that question into the open. The bill was introduced in December and is expected to be debated and voted on during Florida's next legislative session early in 2026 sometime. And it could change how HOA and condo disputes are resolved, or even whether an association continues to exist at all. Right now, when homeowners and boards clash over, anything from assessments to violations, repairs, or governance issues, the path forward usually starts with pre-suit mediation or arbitration. On paper, it sounds reasonable, but in practice, many homeowners describe it as slow, expensive, and stacked in favor of keeping things exactly as they are to hold the system up that seems so broken. So HB 657 proposes a different route. In certain cases, it would bypass mandatory pre-suit mediation and move disputes into a new statewide community associations court program. Supporters say that it matters because it replaces undefined procedural limbo with a clearer court-like process. This is where the bill gets real attention. It lays out a formal path to dissolve an HOA. You heard me right. Straight up, completely dissolve your HOA. This isn't just some gray area or a technical workaround. It's a clearly defined legal process written into the bill. If just 20% of homeowners sign a petition, the board must hold a meeting within 60 days. If 2/3 of all the owners then vote yes, the association can be dissolved. The bill also spells out what happens next, how community assets are handled, how debts are settled, and how professional trustees would oversee the whole transition. Alongside that, it proposes the Community Association Court Program, a system that treats HOA and condo disputes more like standard civil cases with clear procedures and accountability. HOAs and condo associations are not casual neighborhood clubs. They can fine you, they can enforce rules and collect assessments, and control shared infrastructure like roofs and pools and roads. When disputes stall under current systems, homeowners often feel stuck. HB 657 challenges that status quo. If it passes, it could shift leverage back to homeowners who feel ignored. It could replace procedural dead ends with defined legal paths. It could force legal disclosure of governing documents and signal to other states that HOA power is not untouchable. That's a move away from, what you think is just the shut up and fall in line of living in a community like this toward visible accountability. However, not everyone agrees this is a win. Some real estate and developer groups warn that making dissolution easier could destabilize communities or leave shared assets without proper oversight. Roofs still need repairs and pools still need maintenance. Someone has to manage all of that. That tension is real. Homeowner empowerment versus long-term stability. And there's another reality that local governments are quietly aware of. Cities and counties are not eager to absorb the cost of maintaining private roads, pools, stormwater systems, or common areas if an HOA dissolves. Passing those costs on to taxpayers outside the neighborhood is politically unpopular, to say the least, which means municipalities have strong incentives to see these transitions handled carefully, not just on a whim. So we're back to the same question from the start. What happens when the system feels stacked against you? And here's a harder one that I want you to think about and actually weigh in on. Should an HOA be able to close its doors when it's no longer serving homeowners? Or do HOAs largely function the way they were designed and people simply have to learn how to live within the system? Drop a comment. There isn't really any easy answer here, because maybe the real issue isn't whether HOAs should exist or dissolve, Maybe it's how decisions are made in the first place. Whether HB 657 passes or not, one thing is already clear. Knowing exactly what your governing documents allow and where the law steps in is no longer optional. It's really how you avoid surprises that turn into special assessments, lawsuits, or years of just frustration. That's also why boards in Florida love Solium, not to let AI replace boards or make decisions for communities, but to ask a fair question. What if rule interpretation and violation enforcement didn't depend on who's on the board or who you know or who speaks the loudest at a meeting? What if AI could apply the same standards, the same language, and the same legal context every time? Not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but to remove personal bias, reduce legal guesswork, and make HOA governance less punitive. The real choice isn't whether you agree with this bill or not. It's whether communities evolve how they govern or keep fighting the same battles over and over again. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.